Hi, this is Darren from Treasure Life Family Farms, and today we're going to go get the Kubota out of the barn and bring it into the garage in here and change the oil and grease it, some stuff like that. Now, before we step outside and let the wind kill the audio here, it's one of the nicest days we've had. It's February, I don't know, 20 whatever, it's a Sunday. And it's like 45 degrees out, so everything's melting and the ground is still frozen, so hopefully we don't pick up a ton of mud or anything on the tractor getting it in here. But you can see already that the yard's full of water. So let's go get the tractor. Oh, there's all our junk. We got whole grains like beans and corn over here in the 5-gallon buckets, and then we got a lot of chicken tractors all stored in here. Let's see, a whole bunch of those. Another month or so we'll be all out on the grass with the chickens. All right, so we're in the garage. We got a reasonably decent place to work for our operation. This is our Kubota. It's an M5400. It has, oh boy, I don't know if it would be considered four-wheel drive or what, but it's got a mechanical four-wheel drive. You pull a lever up there by the seat and you're into four-wheel drive mode. This one's got 1,600 hours on it. We bought it at just around 1,200, so we used it some. And it's a pretty nice tractor considering what we're doing with things. So what we're here for, we're going to change the oil on it. And I suppose we should get to that before we wait too long. We've got the motor warmed up a fair amount, I think, so we'll give the oil change a go here. I'll show you what we got underneath there. It's a little different than some other things I've worked on, so I'll show you that when we crawl into there and drop the oil. All right, so here's our view from underneath here. And the funny thing about this tractor is, let's see them right there. See those two bolts? Those are both drain plugs for the engine oil. And they take a 19mm wrench. And I think the drive shaft being down the middle creates this pan that just needs to drain on both sides. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set you guys back here so you can watch in case I get myself in huge trouble. I think you'll be able to see from there. And it's been a year since I changed the oil on this, so I'm sort of making it up again as I go because it's not perfectly familiar as to how I did it every other time, but we'll give it a go. Now I've got two oil pans, this thing and here. This one has a center hole in it that I believe the oil comes out of this thing relatively too fast. So I'm just going to do the one side oil plug at a time. Get myself some paper towels ready here. And if I start to make a giant mess, I guess you're going to get to see how that goes. Now the drain pan should have about 2 gallons in it. And I do believe that should fit on here, but I do got the backup oil pan just in case I start to see this thing fill up. So here we go. Oh, that's not bad. All right. Less of a problem than I was thinking it would be. And I'm going to loosen the fill cap up here with the other hand, just so we're got airflow. Okay. Well, not bad. I was remembering a bigger mess than that because it came out so fast, but that wasn't too bad. Well, it was nice and warm, so it should drain well. I'm going to let this first plug pretty well finish. Then I'll pull the second plug and then let them both go for quite some time. And make sure we get it completely emptied out the best we can. Here's the fill cap. Last owner wrote 10W30 on it with a white marker, which is excellent reminder for me because then I'd be out on tractor data or somewhere trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing here. But yeah, my memory is it takes 8 quarts and 10W30. And we really only get to about 100 hours a year. I believe we'll see on the oil filter because I think I wrote it on there. But I believe we were really close to 1,500 hours when we changed it last time, and this time it's on like 1610. All right, I'm gonna, well, let's pull the other plug while you're here, and then we'll get out and let it drain well. While we go look at where the oil filter's at on this thing. Now that the Oh boy, this thing feels really full. Okay. And that one's starting to slow down, so that's about the right timing, actually. A lot of dinging on my phone. Oh, there we go. All right, there we are, draining oil. I will turn you off now, and we'll go look at the oil filter next. All right, the oil filter is right here, and that just means that this little guard has to come off before we're going to be able to get to it. And it's not too bad. It's a couple of bolts in the end of there. They take a 12mm wrench, and I think one on the bottom over here, maybe two down there that take I think the same wrench. So we'll unbolt that and be back to change the oil filter. All right, so I got the shield off of here. It was actually 4 bolts. I forgot there was one up here, and the weird thing is the bolt down here and the 2 that go in here all take a 12mm wrench, and the one up here takes a 10mm. So there you go, kids. You now know that. Here's of course the oil filter, and so we want to get in here with one of these, I do believe. Try and take that off. I don't believe this will go very hard. It's been on there a year, so there it goes. I got my oil pan under there already, so that's gonna turn out to be the right thing. Let's get in my hand. Oops, didn't mean to do that, or want to do that. It's not good. Just didn't hit anything. It says 1,511 hours. I don't actually know the proper change interval on these small tractors, but we have like 1,610 hours now, so 99, or possibly right at 100. It's a long threaded bugger. Oop, there we go. Set that down there. Get some paper towels and wipe up the get this all wiped up nice. Anybody needs a frame, we've got an M5400-80419. I don't think anybody needs a frame for a Kubota. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna go grab the new oil filter, and I think we got one more wipe up here I want to do here. Looks like this is a little grudgy down here, so let's get that. All right, so let me go find the new oil filter and I'll be right back. All right, so we've got our new oil filter here. I'm going to put a Purolator PL14670 on. That's what Advanced Auto Parts had. They didn't have the frame. The frame is a pretty orange color, so it does a better job of matching the tractor, but blue's kind of fun too. It's kind of a sparkly whatever. Not that the color matters. I highly doubt that the brand matters either, but we do want to dip our finger in our new jug of oil and make sure we get the rubber ring coated real well. And then we turn this over there, and I tend to be a hand tight is enough guy, because I got big hands, and I don't want to overdo it. So important for the oil filter. Replace cartridge every 200 hours, so we're doing well there. Apply thin film oil to the surface of the gasket. We just did that. Tighten enough by hand. When the filter has been removed, oil will decrease. Don't know why that says that. Be sure to check for oil leakages in the crankcase and refill to the designed level after operating the engine for a while. Okay, well that's kind of a cool sticker. Let me show you that. I didn't even know that was there before. I don't know if you'll be able to read that. Yeah, that's pretty fun. So that's you get an oil filter changed. I'm going to go grab the guard and put that back on now. I'll let you watch me do that. It'll be fun. All right, here's this. I'm gonna try to figure out which bolts I want to do first here. How about that's gonna be it right there. I gotta tighten that one a little carefully because I'm not sure that's threaded right. And this guy goes up here. I don't know if I can do that backwards. I'll drop this wrench and it'll go right through the hole into the oil. Wouldn't be able to land on top without doing that. Alright, that's all tight, so guard installed. We gotta fill up the oil, is the only last thing. Alright, here we go. We're gonna try to dump some oil in that thing. Normally I like to do this side angle so we don't chug a lug, but am I making a mess? I'm not making a mess, which is fortunate. This is where it gets hard because I can't empty the jug the way this funnel is. So we'll just quit there and we'll basically dump this into the other jug, and then when we go to fill it up, the other half quart roughly on the dipstick, we will get plenty enough. Okay, so let me turn you off for a minute here and we'll get our act together. Something occurred to me after I turned the camera off, is that I already have the funnel in there, and take our bungee cord out here. I already have the funnel in there, and it says 8.5 quarts on tractor data, so that's probably right. And so to put in 8 quarts, then take everything apart, start it up and let it run, and then come back and know I gotta put in another half quart. Seems a little tedious. So what I did was dumped in probably what I guess to be about a half a quart out of the other jug, and now it's time to start this thing up. And we'll let it run for a couple minutes, and then we'll shut off and start checking the oil with the dipstick. Before we stand here next to the tractor and start it up, we make sure we're not in gear. Double not in gear. And here we go. Alright, it's time to hold up the see what we got. Okay, first we'll wipe the first one off. Here's our upper line, there's our lower line. Let's see where we land between those, hopefully somewhere. And the oil is here. High mark line's there, low mark line's way down there. So I think we'll take that as a win. And we are done with our Kubota oil change. So thanks for watching. Next up, we're gonna take, well, there's two more projects. One is greasing and degreasing. So we're gonna take some card cleaner and try and knock some of the extra yucky grease off this thing. And the other thing, I'll just kind of show you a preview here. Since I've had this has not had this rod that goes in this tube that kind of helps you know your level. And that rod hooks on to this on the bucket, which, now that I see that, looks wrong. Because when I put the bucket off and the pallet fork on, I don't want to be changing that. I'm gonna hook on down here somewhere. So I might rig something to this bolt or do something else to have that. But I want to have one of those, so we'll manufacture something up. And so that's part of what we're doing with Kubota in the garage next couple days. We might even try and wash it up a little bit. I don't know. Can't really run the hose in here, but this thing sat underneath the wrong beam in the barn and birds pooped it up. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Another Kubota video coming up.